parents. Hope you guys have had a great week. It is Thursday, and we are today doing the Thursday Thoughts, which we have not done over the last several weeks for various reasons. 2 weeks ago, it was the Thursday before our 4-day weekend, and things were crazy around here. And then last week, I actually did shoot and edit a Thursday Thoughts. And then shortly after, right before we released it, it was invalidated by some information that I got. So I didn't have time to reshoot that later in the afternoon. But that information, which many of you know about already, in fact, I sent an email home to kindergarten through 8th grade parents earlier this week, because those are the families that this really affects. But just so everybody is aware, last week, at the end of last week, our music teacher told us that she would not be able to continue teaching for personal reasons. Has nothing to do with anything here at the school, but she would not be able to continue teaching music for us. So currently, for kindergarten through 8th grade, they had music class several times a week. That will not be continuing for the foreseeable future. We are looking at potential options, and as soon as we have any more information about that, we will certainly let you know. But we definitely want music back on the schedule. Music is important to me. I've played music my whole life. I know it's important to many of our staff. We've got several worship leaders amongst our staff, so music is important, and we want to have that opportunity to provide that for students. So again, we're looking at options, and we'll let you know as soon as we have more information about that. A couple things I just want to kind of go over real quick. First of all, parents, if your kids are sick, please make sure you keep your kids at home. I know things are getting back to normal, whatever that is, now that COVID is kind of on the decline. However, the policy of keeping kids home still remains. That's no matter what's going on, COVID, no COVID. That's always our policy. If kids are sick, they need to remain home. Whether it's COVID, the flu, the cold, a rash, anything like that might be contagious, kids should stay home. Even if they don't have any other symptoms, but they have a fever, they need to stay home. It happened with my own daughter just last week. She had a fever, but no other symptoms. She needs to be at home. So that goes for all students. Please don't try to medicate students and then send them to school. If they show symptoms, we're going to send them home. It is not safe. It is not healthy. We want to make sure we keep everybody as healthy as possible. And listen, parents, I get it. I've been a working parent. I've got 4 kids. I know what it's like to have a sick child and have to miss out on work or try to find daycare. I understand. I've been where you are. But it is very important that we not have sick kids at school, which then runs the risk of getting everyone else sick, including our staff. If our staff gets sick, now we've got a teacher out, and let me tell you, finding subs is not easy right now. We want to keep everyone as healthy as possible. So again, I know I sound like a broken record. If your child is sick, they need to stay home. All right. There are a few dates that we want to make sure that you guys are aware of on the calendar, mostly dates that we have no school. So in about 3 weeks is Veterans Day, this November 11th. It's a Friday, no school November 11th, Veterans Day. And then again, no school on November 21st through the 25th. That is Thanksgiving week. No school November 21st through the 25th. Don't worry, I'll remind you over the next several weeks about those dates as well. Listen, we've had a lot of stuff going on over the last few weeks. Clubs are going again, which are great. I just watched kids launch rockets last week out here in the parking lot. I've seen some of the art from the watercolor club. Excuse me. It's great to have clubs back on campus. Kids are excited about it. Teachers are excited. I've even heard teachers talk about the clubs they want to do in future semesters. So that's all fantastic, great stuff. We had our color run a couple weeks ago, which was, again, a lot of fun. Kids enjoyed it, parents enjoyed it, staff enjoyed it. Those things are all positive things, and we want to do more events and things like that coming up in the future. So that you know, we are planning to have a Christmas program this year. The exact date is not set. We're working on a venue right now. As soon as I have the venue confirmed, I can tell you guys the date, and then we'll get things rolling from there. But we are planning a Christmas program. For those of you that have been with us for a while, we plan to do a Christmas variety show this year. We haven't been able to do that in a while, so that's going to be exciting. For those of you that don't know, a variety show is where each homeroom chooses a different act or something that they're going to do for the variety show, and then they do that for the show. So it could be anything from a skit to a song to a musical presentation. Chapel leadership usually leads worship at our variety show. Some classes shoot a video to show at the performance. So all sorts of things could take place. Some of the performances are very poignant and thought-provoking. Some of them are quite hilarious. Some of them are just entertaining. So I'm looking forward to the Christmas variety show this year. Again, once we confirm the venue, we will be able to give you a date and let you know that as soon as we can. And we'd love to do other things like that. As we've gone through the last 2.5, 3 years since COVID hit, we've been evaluating a lot of the programs we have here at the school. And obviously for a while there, especially when COVID was going on, when all other schools were closed and we were able to be open, we were primarily just focusing on the academic aspect. Obviously with the spiritual component in there, but in terms of the classroom stuff, the academic stuff was the priority. We weren't able to do clubs. We weren't able to do any sort of events or anything like that. In fact, last spring when we did the Family Fun Night was the first big event we had done in about 2 years. And that was fantastic. I know many of you were there. We had a good time. That was awesome. And we'd love to do more things like that. I'd love to do more programs for kids. I'd like to launch more of those. So we're praying, and we want you guys to pray along with us, which doors we need God to close and which doors we need God to open so we can do some of those things. We do have some programs that we are planning, that we were planning even pre-COVID, that we're kind of reviving now, that will require some time, effort, and possibly some financial investment on our part to make happen, but it'll greatly enhance the school. And ultimately, this is God's school. We want Him to take it where He wants to go, but we're His hands and feet, and so we've got to do the work that He wants us to do to make this school successful. You will remember, for those of you, again, that have been with us a while, pre-COVID, we had 2 campuses because we had growing student body in terms of not just middle school, high school, but elementary as well. And because we ran out of room here on this campus, we required a second campus. We had middle school and high school over there. COVID required us to consolidate back to one campus, and that other option is not available to us right now. And quite honestly, we're okay here on one campus, but we're using every classroom right now. So facilities is something that we are praying about often. God, what do you want us to do? Are we supposed to stay here? Are we supposed to do a split campus again? Which was not convenient. That was, as an administrator who's going back and forth between both campuses, let me tell you, it was not convenient. However, there were some opportunities on the other campus that we don't have here. God, what do you want us to do? So pray with us about that, about facilities, where God wants us to go, what He wants us to do, how He wants us to manage everything that's taking place. Again, including the plans for things we want to do in the future. We need your help in that. We've got committees here on campus that talk about things. Our school board talks about things. So we've got lots of things we want to do. We just need to hear from God to know what direction He wants us to go. All right? Listen, I hope you guys have had a great week. Hope you're going to have a fantastic weekend. I cannot believe that we're already over halfway through October. It is just crazy. Oh, by the way, end of October, October 31st, November 1st, 2nd, 3rd, and 4th. That's actually Spirit Week for us. So you should be getting information soon about Spirit Week. Kids usually enjoy it. They usually dress up all during Spirit Week, and we'll have a great week during Spirit Week as well. But again, we've got more things coming up on the calendar. We'll keep you updated on those as they come around. You guys have an awesome weekend. Hope to see you guys real soon. God bless.